listening to the Bourbon Nerdz podcast, the Bourbon Nerdz halftime report. I'm Cody.
I'm Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerdz.
Yeah, we are.
Welcome back again.
Guess who's back?
Garrett's back. Cody is
back,
too.
Back.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Rub my back.
Today's a crazy day, though. Hey, Garrett, how are you doing? Welcome back, everyone. Excited to be here. Lucky that we're luckily missing out on some of this crazy weather that's happening today. This will come out, a little bit later in the month. But man, today we've tornado after tornado after tornado. So, thoughts and prayers out to anyone out there that's impacted or in the line of these storms that are passing through some Texas and Oklahoma areas. So, thoughts out to you guys. And yeah, I'm excited. There's so much going on right now. We got hockey playoffs. We've got basketball playoffs. We've got lots of bourbon sitting in front of us. So we wanted to do a little bit of a different episode. So I'm really excited about this one. This will be good. I'll be really interested to get your guys' feedback. We're going to kind of give you guys some of the best bourbon we've tried this kind of some of it this year. Some of it's towards the end of last year, but some of the best that we've tried. Give you some thoughts. So how you doing, Garrett?
I'm great.
You're
doing
great?
pretty good. We went to the Halsey concert last night. And She was pretty good. So I just wanted to talk about that just real quick, just for a second. It was really cool because she did something that she never does, which is just kind of like go with the flow and just play. Like she did some like casino kind of games to pick some songs that she was going to sing. And she was like, yeah, this is going to be a weird night, guys. And it was kind of cool because it's just one of those like one of a kind shows that the reason she did is because she's like, my bigger tours, is 12,000 people. This one's 2,000. So I thought I'd do something different. She's like, probably never do it again. Who knows? So it's kind of one of those things that I say I was part of like a one of a kind of experience. So it was really cool. She got into the crowd. She brought crowd members up to help pick songs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really. I mean, she's not my favorite artist. Danielle loves her, but she at least puts on a good show and she's entertaining. Yeah.
No, I remember going with Ileana to watch one of her favorite artists, which is a Swedish singer, and I can't think of her name right now, but I went to a concert and people were really cool. She put on a really good show, and I'll think of it before the end of this podcast and share it with you. I think she's got a really good voice. She's kind of a cross between Adele and another singer that I can't think of right now, but
the other group that was with them, they're called The Warning. They're from Mexico.
The Warning?
The Warning.
Oh,
yeah.
The Warning.
Yeah, they're from actually they're from Monterey.
Oh, sweet.
So I thought that was kind of cool. They had a whole song that they sang in Spanish, but they're a Spanish rock group. Three sisters.
Yeah, Three Sisters. Sweet. Well, I'm glad you've been going to a ton of concerts, which I know we'll talk about another concert that you went to a little bit later in the podcast. So I'm going to give a quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. I hope you guys are excited. Thank you guys again for all the support you guys have been providing us. Really appreciate it. Want to keep the momentum going. It's extremely important we keep growing this channel, growing this podcast, and we've got a lot of things in works, and hopefully we'll expedite some of that stuff that we've been talking about.
And a quick thank you to everybody who's really tuned into our socials. Our TikTok and our YouTube are starting to kind of pick up a little bit of steam. So we appreciate everyone out there who's been following those. We're going to do some more. We did a hunt video that's kind of done pretty well. So we're going to do some more hunt videos soon. And yes, so look out for that. Or go check out our YouTube if you haven't already.
Yep, for sure. And we're going to be doing some more hunting videos and twos that seemed to get some good traction. So we had a lot of fun. We were able to squeeze that in on top of, the other things that we had going on. So we have an amazing interview with Still Austin, which will already be out by the time this comes out. So
yeah. Also, I try to read and comment on everybody's comment, and I do try to take all your feedback. Like I get some people thought I was moving a little too fast, and I could have been a little wider. So there's a few things I know, and we're just kind of excited to be in San Antonio and Austin. To the people that don't think Austin, who have commented that Austin is not south, like. That's pretty south. Like it takes us 4, 5, 6 hours to get down there.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
And technically we're in San Antonio for a day, so that's pretty south for sure. So
yeah,
suck it, Texas people who don't agree with me.
Yeah, geography, man. Look at a map. No, I'm just
They're like it's central. I was like, no, Dallas is kind of the central to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but we do appreciate the feedback. It's really important that you guys take the time. I know you're doing a million things, listen to our podcast, watching videos, or whatever else, but we do appreciate you taking time. Let us know. We want to get better. We're open to feedback. If we've presented like we're not, or we're arrogant or cocky, Garrett and I are two of the most humble guys you'll ever meet in your life. Like, Don't ever think if you see us out in the wild, in the jungles of Africa. But no, I don't know why I said the wild, but just because I guess bottles are like, oh, I found it in the wild. So, but yeah, come up and say hi to us, man. We'd love to talk to you. We had a couple people at the Whiskey Riot event come up and be like, oh, you guys are the Bourbon Nerds. We're like, we are. And now we've got hats and shirts. So you'll be able to recognize us a little bit easier. So yeah, but we're pretty excited. So I'm just going to give a quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. We've got Garrett, Scott, and I have got some labels we want to share with you. We're going to talk a little bit about Old Elk. Nerd Rage, we're going to do a little bit of best and worst comic adaptations. Whiskey Sideline, we got a ton to talk about. We're going to talk about the Stars, playoffs, both NBA and NHL. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know why I said NHA.
What is the NHA?
I have no idea. I just made up something.
New Hampshire Association.
New Hampshire Association.
New Home Motor Association.
If anyone's listening from New Hampshire, we're giving you a shout out right now.
Shout out to my New Hampshire boys.
Yeah. Pete Rose and some other sports. Pop Culture Pour, we're going to talk about some concerts we're going to be going to, and a concert that Garrett went to, and Neat and Balance. I'm going to do Fast Food Hacks Part 2. And then last call, we've got some just interesting updates. So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's dive in.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Buckle your I like that. It was good.
Buckle
your. If you guys haven't noticed, we can't afford a sound effects person, and we had to change equipment, so we don't have the cool little sound thingies we had.
We don't need it. I got it.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy those sounds. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Ethan, if you can just edit that part and clip it, that'll be great. All right, well, let's dive in from barrel to brain. This is going to be a little bit different. We're not highlighting a specific distillery, but we're going to talk about some of our favorite bottles we've had this year. And I will say, I'm going to kick us off real quick. This 13th Colony Maple is very good. I really do like it. I wasn't a big fan. I went from the Quest Inn, which I want you to talk about that in a second. But I really do like it. It does not taste like 113 proof at all. It's really smooth. But I'm digging it. I think it's pretty good. I don't know if I'd put it on like best bourbon of the year list or anything, but I think it's a great bottle. It's very affordable if you have a chance to pick it up. I was very lucky to trade for it when I was actually down in San Antonio, which is awesome. When I headed to Houston, I actually traded for it in Katy, Texas. So thank you.
I think the thing about 13th Colony though is some of their special stuff ends up being kind of harder to find just because people know about them, and I'm guessing they just don't release a lot of some of that stuff, which I'm really curious. Are you going to open the anniversary bottle? I bet that's good, man.
You know, I probably my thought was try to trade up for like a William Llewellyn or something, because that bottle goes for like $5.50, something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's probably better than William Llewellyn, probably, to be honest.
Maybe. I don't know. I bet it's really good. I've heard good things about it.
Shots fired, Buffalo Trace. I apologize.
I'm not as I think it's good and it's easy to drink. I'm there. Every time I try like a Spire finish, or is it Spire? Stave.
Spire. We're off today.
I think they could be. I think they could also be considered Spire.
It's the weather outside, man. It's the humidity.
It's the weather outside is weather. I think the stave finish stuff kind of gives me like an artificial kind of note. It's good. It's smooth, sweet, very caramely, but it's definitely not gonna make my top 5 personally. But it's good. Yeah.
No, I don't know if I'd include a top 5 either.
I think it's like $60, $70, $80. Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but I just opened it today. It's 113 proof. I think it's got it. Yeah, you do get a little like stave woody note, but I mean, I get oak notes from a lot of bourbon, so to me, it's not off-putting to me. I'm so used to that leather tobacco type note, which I'm a big fan of. I don't get the leather tobacco in this, but it's got like I know what you're talking about. It's kind of got that stave, like if you're chewing on a piece of wood, kind of, which I know sounds really off-putting, but it's like, it's just like, it's on the back end of the palate towards the finish.
It's like an artificial caramel almost.
Yeah.
Like you get caramel, but then you kind of get like an artificial flavor.
But I mean, I think it's pretty good. So
yeah, no, nothing wrong with it. And that's the problem. I think some people overhype some of these bottles,
Yeah.
and it's like you expect it to just kind of blow you away.
Yeah.
And so there's like a little sense of disappointment that kind of hits you. It's like, it's not bad, but it's like, man, I was expecting kind of
No,
more.
so I'm glad you brought that up. We weren't going to talk about this, but I think that's a really important topic to talk about, and love to get your thoughts, audience. I'm going to start referring to you as audience. No.
Our audience.
In the third
We need
person.
to like come up with a cool nickname.
Yeah,
You know, like Slipknot calls their fans maggots.
Bourbon Nerdz.
Oh, we got our nerdies.
Our nerdies. I don't know if I like that, but we'll come up with something. We'll do a poll. What should we call our audience, our fans, our people that like to talk bad about
Our
us?
BNs.
Yeah, our BNZs. Our BNZs.
Our Benzies.
Benzies. We'll come up with it. I don't know. If you got a great suggestion, let us know what we should call.
Also, I'm following that up with this Jack 12, and this Jack 12 is just so good, dude.
Yeah, okay. That's like, I'm going to drink Dorsey Stag.
Whatever. I'm just working my way around.
I know, I'm just
trying
messing with
to
you.
drink. I'm going to drink the Sagamore 9-year next.
But I want to get back to that topic that you mentioned. I think it's really important. Like, we are so quick to be disappointed. I think in the bourbon, like when you get to a certain point in your bourbon journey, and Garrett's like an adult baby in his bourbon journey. So he was lucky enough that he had a great friend that showed him the ropes, and he's able to try a bunch of great bottles.
That guy.
Now he has a podcast, but we try something and we're like picking it apart. I don't know if that's just like having a podcast now, or if it's just like we want the next best thing, right? It's like, I want a new shiny toy, but you've got to really be careful, because I think sometimes we jump to conclusions in bourbon too. It's like, I tried it in a plastic cup, and I'm like, I'll shame on me when we did the tour at Hochatown, and I tried their stuff, and I was like, man, I don't think this is that good. And then we went back and tried it in proper glassware, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good.
Well, also, I think they're continually aging their stuff. So I think every time we go back, it's going to be like a little
and I think their stuff is getting better, but like, to me, it was a lot better. Like, their bottle and bond is comparable to H. Taylor.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I think the finish on it was better. And I know that's a bold statement, because E.H. Taylor's a gold standard, and I love E.H. Taylor. Buffalo Trace is my favorite distillery. I know, shame on me. I shouldn't.
We're going to do a bottled and bond blind at some point, for sure.
We're going to do, I have a whole list of blinds that we're going to do. So,
Yeah.
But I mean, don't you feel like that's like a crutch of being as fortunate as we have been to try so many good bourbons, and we're just like, oh, okay. I mean, when's the last time you had Knob Creek 9? Like, that used to be a staple for me.
I finished that store pick bottle that ended up being pretty decent.
Yeah.
It was
the
that
steak
long,
one?
Yeah, the long
I still have that.
one.
I haven't even opened it.
Yeah, it turned out to be a lot better. I was getting a lot different notes. Like the first time I opened it, I was getting almost like savory kind of notes, and then I started getting kind of like sweeter kind of fruit kind of notes.
I think I'm gonna trade that to Matt. Matt didn't like. So a friend of ours, a friend of the pod, Matt he bought a higher proof 120 Knob Creek store pick, which those to me are fire. Like, I love those bottles. Like, every once in a while you'll get one that's like, but in general, I think Knob Creek at 120 is just heaven to me. I love that flavor profile. I think it's the best Jim Beam outside of like the higher end stuff. But I mean, so he didn't like. I told him not to get the 120 proof. If you're new to bourbon, and I hope you are new and you're listening to us, it'd be great. We want you to learn from us and kind of have some good discussion. I mean, you've got to kind of ease up, right? That's why Buffalo Trace is so popular, because it's such an easy sipper. And I will drink a lot more Buffalo Trace stuff in the summer, and just like 1792 as well seems to be a go-to for me in the summer. I love the ball on bond. If I'm going to drink, if it's 115 degrees outside, I will put an ice cube. I know it's a cardinal sin, but I'll put a giant I like the big cubes, the squares, and I'll put it on there and drink that, so, and we're quickly approaching the summertime. So, but I just thought it would be interesting to it's important to kind of take a step back and reflect that we're blessed to try so much great whiskey.
We also have a lot of really cool people in our community.
Absolutely.
Like Theron's been great.
Yeah, Daniel, Theron, Damon, I mean...
Randall.
Yeah, Aaron's been awesome. Been talking with him.
Jamie.
Jamie, Ty. I mean, we just got.
Oh, speaking of Jamie, did you see they got Garrison Brothers at Ayers Lounge?
Yeah, I saw that.
Might have to go.
Might try some and do a little flight. Maybe we'll do some Garrison Brothers.
Jamie,
samples.
We need a custom Garrison Brothers flight that's affordable. Please.
Yeah, for Bourbon Nerds, for the Bourbon Nerds community.
I'd love to try Garrison Brothers.
Yeah, I'd like to give them a try, and so we can give us honest opinion.
I have had 0 Garrison Brothers for all our listeners. I know Aaron's going to be like, why haven't you tried?
So I did their single barrel, their regular offering, and then another one I can't remember, but I did it at Bob's Steakhouse.
What was Aaron giving me a hard time about the other day? It was after he listened
Andor,
to
I think. You haven't seen that, maybe? I don't know.
Was it Andor? I thought it was something about some bourbon. I'll have to look back.
I don't know,
he was giving me a hard
sure.
time about something, like, or maybe I haven't tried something.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, be careful falling into that trap. Like, oh, this bourbon's bad. This bourbon's good. I think this year I haven't had that many bad bourbons that I was like, ugh. Garrett did spit out Basil Hayden at the whiskey event, but other than that,
That didn't happen. Don't lie.
So now I'm moving over to Pipe Dream 101. I was drinking the 13th Colony Maple. It's 113 proof. I definitely recommend if you like maple finished up. I think this is done really well. The maple is not overly done. It's very subtle. I like it better than the Widow Jane Decadence. I think it is better. I'd like to do a side-by-side just to be safe because you've questioned everything in life now that we did that blind on a couple episodes ago, and now I'm questioning my life. But
well, the Decadence is a lot lower proof too.
Yeah, and it's $100. So.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into some of our. So we're having a mid-year best of bourbon. So bourbons and rye. We're not leaving out rye because I think some of these rye have been amazing. Do you want to talk about some of your favorites of the year so far and kind of what might be leading?
Yeah, you can't talk about, and I know we talked. We had an episode recently come out on this. Can't talk about bourbon of the year without talking about Jack 14. I loved, and I don't know if you got the same experience that I did, but I love that butterscotch note that I was getting.
No, it was very good for sure, and the nose was great.
I thought it was really well balanced. The smell, the nose was excellent.
It was hitting pretty hard with the Russell's 15. I like the Russell's 15 a little bit more because I think I like those flavor notes a little more on the Russell's 15, but I have started enjoying Jack a lot more these days. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, Jack 14 is really good. I would like for us to pour a little bit of the 12 versus my 10.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we can do that.
See where, but I mean, the 10, 12, and the batch, specifically on the 10, the batch 4, the one I got from Spec. Actually, my first Specs call. Yay, shout out to Specs.
I'm so close to being on that.
Not a sponsor.
I'm so close to that.
Yeah, that point system.
My little bar is like fully colored.
I didn't even think that was real. Like all these people are like, oh, I got a Specs call. And yeah, I wasn't a George T. Stagg or.
Bro, people are. I think people were very annoyed that we got the Blanton's Gold because like, that's supposed to be call. That's supposed to be call for members.
Yeah.
Like,
so Garrett calls me. I'm on my executive call, I think, or something, and
which is not as important as the Blanton's Gold. Get your ass.
No, way more important. So, anyways, he calls me, and I'm like, What's going on, man? And he's like, hey, Specs has Blanton's Gold. I'm like. Bland's Gold? I'm like, the gold one? He's like, yes.
Well, I was walking in and I'm like, I was like, there was something next to it that I was like, kind of looking at. I'm like, oh, Restoration Rye, whatever. I don't even remember the brand. I know it's a brand I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe Castle and Key. Oh, it was Castle and Key because I haven't liked anything from Castle Key. Yeah. Hopefully, I find something eventually. If anyone out there has any recommendations for Castle and Key stuff, I'd love to give it a try. But anyway, I look over. I was like, oh, cool, Blanton's, whatever. I was like, why is it Blanton's like so expensive? I'm like, holy crap, that's freaking Blanton's Gold, man. It took me a second. I almost just walked by it, and I almost didn't even go into Specs. I was just over there going to get some more protein coffee, and I just happened to stop in. So
yeah, so luckily I finished my stuff up, and then Garrett is nice enough to hold a bottle for me, and then I headed down there to pick it up.
I actually probably could have got a second bottle, and they wouldn't have even.
Yeah, I don't think they were really monitoring it too well, but yeah, that's just. Pretty rare to find that out in the wild. That's just not normal for us anymore. Seems like everybody knows when the drops are happening or already in line before you could even get it. So it's
Sherman's
cool.
really random though.
Yeah, Sherman is kind of random, but yeah, that was a cool little surprise to get it. Just a Blanton's Gold on a Friday? Yep. So
I believe so.
Yeah, it was a Friday.
I usually go to Sherman on payday Fridays to usually to restock on my protein coffee and get Chipotle. That new honey Chipotle chicken is really, I think it's Chipotle honey chicken, but yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so what else you got? You said Jack 14?
I really, because this year was the first year I got to try I tried it towards the end of last year on one of my work trips, but E.H. Taylor Rye, I really like.
Oh yeah, this is the first year I've got to try, and it's actually fairly new, I think. Anyway, in the last few years,
I mean, it's probably new. I need to look and see exactly when it was released, but I know it hasn't been. I have not seen it at all. The first time I saw it was in California, and I was thinking about getting it. The guy wanted $200, and I was like, man, I'll do it for $180. Make me feel like I'm getting a deal, and he wouldn't do it. So I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, glad because now
I've been able to pick them up like wildfire.
Well, it goes for like 120 trade
for
now.
Sure.
And you can just go get it pretty much at Black Tie or whatever anytime.
Yeah, no, there's so many good deals now. So I mean, we're talking about ryes. The Sagamore ryes, obviously, are really good. I haven't had a bad bottle from Sagamore. If they make it, I haven't tried it yet. So, they're really growing as like one of my favorite, like non-super popular, huge distillery. I think they're very good. And they are in Baltimore, Maryland, if you didn't know that.
Baltimore. This is a Sagamore 9-year batch 1A. It's 112.6 proof.
Yeah.
And it's very good.
It's very
I think
good.
they have a 10-year coming out.
One of my favorite bottles from the Spec Shop last year was the store pick, the Sagamore store pick.
That was really good for sure.
I love that bottle.
I liked that better than the double oak. And
yeah.
I actually think out of all the Sagamore stuff I've tried, I think the double oak's been my least favorite. But I need to go back and try it again.
Maybe I think I would probably agree, but I think the double oak, and I haven't had their regular bottle. They're like $34.
No, I haven't either.
So I can't compare it to that one.
I was just saying,
but I will say the double oak is good, and it's pretty complex. So I mean, but I like their other stuff better. So, but I like more kind of non like traditional rye, but non like spearmint kind of super crazy rye spice like that. But I do like some spicy rye. So, but that would be for one that I've had. The A. Smith Bowman, we talked about that before. That bottle just hits.
Yeah, which technically I didn't get the 2025. This is the 2024, but I got it this year, so I'm counting it.
We're counting
it. It's actually the first one that wasn't just distillery only also.
Yeah, for sure. What else? I'm trying to think some other ones that we've had. It'll come to me. What about you?
So I actually brought some that I have here. I kind of separated them into allocated and non-allocated. So some of my favorites so far this year, I really like the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream 101. This is a Starlight. This is the Starlight Double Oak. This is actually a specs pick, so I don't know whether to count this or not, but this is really good. Starlight. The Prideful Goat 12-year rye is delicious. Bullet Baldwin and Bond has probably so far is my surprise bourbon of the year. In the Sagamore 9-year. As far as allocated stuff goes, I have an OKI 11-year that's actually a pick, but I'm still going to count it because it's probably debatably the best bottle I've had this year. It's definitely up there. That's why I'm saying debatably. I'll have to try it with the A. Smith Bowman and like a Jack 14, but they're both they're all good. I actually have my A. Smith Bowman. I have my Jack 12 batch 3, which is this year's batch. I have High West Casa Noble, which is finished in tequila barrels, so very unique, very, very good bottle. And then just a couple of things I wanted to kind of shout out. So I brought the Iron Root. It's the Iron Root, someone say whiskey pick, 139 proof, creme brulee. Dude, it's insane. It's really, really good. And then I brought the Blendery. It's our pick, and that is one of the best ryes I've ever had.
Yeah.
That thing's insane.
I love that bottle. That's probably my favorite bottle of the year.
And then this Quest End, I just wanted to kind of highlight them a little bit. If you guys don't know Quest End.
Let me be clear.
Huh?
Like that blend, the Operation Bourbon Nerdz.
Oh, yeah, Operation Bourbon Nerdz.
Like one of my favorite bottles.
Oh, for sure. Dude, I drank that other one so fast. It was gone so quick. I was like, dude, I got to hold off on opening that one. But I might open it here in a little bit. Who knows? And then Quest End, which is owned by Matthew Lillard. It's a D&D inspired bourbon line. They have like 6 of them out. I got the Dragon. And it's really good. It's good stuff. I'm not going to complain. It's a little pricey, but I'm not going to complain about it.
It's a cool bottle. I mean, it is better than I thought. I wasn't too impressed with the first sip, but a couple sips. Very traditional bourbon, caramel, a little bit of, you can taste the corn that they use. I'm not sure if they're using a blue corn or what. I'll have to do it.
Yeah, it's really kind of
secretive, right? Where
I
they're
couldn't
sourcing
really
it.
find out where it was coming from.
It's 108 proof. Little light on the finish though. It kind of falls off a cliff, but it's really good. Very sweet on the mid palate. It was better than I expected.
Actually, I'm about to open right now and try it again. It's been a minute. I fresh cracked this about a month ago.
While you're doing that, a couple other ones that I can't talk about a list without talking about Benchmark Full Proof.
Oh yeah, baby.
Apparently that's my new favorite bottle.
Stag Killer, baby.
Yeah, the Stag Killer. Also, too, I really love this Wild Turkey Rare Breed non-chill filtered travel exclusive. I'm hoping that they start releasing this.
Why do you guys chill filter? Just stop doing it.
Yeah.
It's silly.
It is, to me, it is so much better than the regular Rare Breed. And the regular Rare Breed is very good. I highly recommend, I think that's a great turkey offering if you want to get into a little bit more proof. This Rare Breed is 116.8. And then again, a lot of times these companies like Wild Turkey, Jack Daniels, they do these travel exclusives as more of a test pilot. I saw some other weird Jack Daniels when I was traveling through Charlotte, I believe it was.
I know overseas it says bourbon on it, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it does.
It's like, you liars. I knew it was bourbon.
Yeah, so
Can't fool us.
But that's a really good one. I want to retry the Smoke Eye Hill again, the barrel proof. I know we did a video over it, but that was it. The last time I took a sip of it, I thought it was pretty good. I definitely don't put it anywhere close in the George C. Stagg category.
Yeah, you hand me that? I'm gonna try it now.
Yeah, I'll give you right now. Let me pour some too. It's got a great cork on it too.
My favorite cork is the Frey Ranch, man. That cork's sweet. It's heavy. It's like,
why didn't you bring a Frey Ranch?
I should have brought that Frey Ranch. I think I was just running out of room.
Frey Ranch Uncut, I think would probably go on both of our lists.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that bottle is so dang good.
I think I didn't bring it because there's a single barrel. I don't have the uncut, but I will have it for the end of the year.
Yeah, and I will say this: I think I'm starting to become a Willet fanboy.
This is really cool.
Because anything that kind of reminds me of Willet, I'm starting to really enjoy.
I need to try that Speakeasy.
Yeah.
See if it's any good.
For sure. That's a cool little bottle.
Cool. So, we mentioned the E.H. Taylor Rye a little bit, right?
Yeah, I talked about the E.H. Taylor Rye.
I think we kind of covered everything we have here, which I'll post a picture whenever we're about to release kind of what all is here. We're obviously not going to drink everything here. I'm going to try a little bit of here, a little bit of there.
Yeah, and again, there's a ton of bottles we haven't got to try yet. We're going to be going to... Gary and I have been pretty busy, with work and stuff, wedding. I'm getting married soon. By the time this comes out, I'll already be hopefully married.
Hopefully. We just spent all this money in Mexico. You better be getting married, damn it.
So, yeah, which is really exciting. I'm doing a destination wedding in Mexico. So, but, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the really good... Oh, I forgot. The... Michter's barrels.
Oh yeah,
barrel strength rye. Holy smokes, dude!
That's so good.
I wish I could have bought every single bottle they had.
Side by side it with the. We need to do like
a rye
this one with the Old Forester and the Michter's, and like maybe the Sagamore, and just kind of see what best barrel strength rye.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a really good blind.
Because this is like 119, right? Something like that.
Oof. Yeah, this comes off like punchy in the mouth, but I am getting some butterscotch now. I think it's starting to really open up.
Guess what I'm smelling?
Apples.
Apple.
Hold on. The proof is coming out. And
I was drinking
we're
something.
talking about the Smoke Eye Hill barrel proof, 5 years blue corn.
I was drinking something last night. I was like, damn it, I'm getting apples. It's annoying.
Dude, I'm not getting apples at all, man.
On the nose?
No.
I think it's that blue corn.
I'm getting corn. I'm getting like a
Maybe it's
sweet
like a plum.
corn.
Maybe it's more of like a plum.
Okay.
It almost kind of smells like the Frey Ranch.
I can
Or like
I
the
can
bullet.
smell a plum.
The bullet bottled and bond a little bit.
I can see where you're getting a plum.
All right. So while you're doing that, I'm going to go over these labels a little bit. I have some new labels that are coming out. So James B. Beam is coming out with a distiller share, which is the 230th anniversary bourbon. It's got 20% 20-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon, 10% 11-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon, 30% 9-year-old brown rice bourbon. That's pretty interesting. And 40% 7-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It says summer 2025 release. It's going to be 115 proof. It's going to be 375 milliliter too. So hopefully that means there's going to be more of them because it's such a smaller bottle. I would still imagine this is a pretty pricey bottle.
Yeah.
Because there's 20% 20-year-old beam in there, but that sounds pretty good. We also have a Penelope Project X, which is straight rye whiskey finished in a maple brulee cask, which sounds freaking delicious. It says finishing cask origin is Quebec, Canada. And yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool. That's 114 proof. New Riff is coming out with 2 10-year. They're coming out with a bourbon and a rye. It's a decade. It says a decade in the making. We're proud to introduce the Spring 2025 Whiskey Club release. First decade, the first limited release of New Riff 10-year-old bourbon and rye. Barrel proof blends. So those should be pretty good. And then the last one is the Maker's Mark Cask Strength 7-year 3-month.
I'm actually pretty excited about that one. I'm excited about several of these, but that one I think could be pretty good.
And it's 110 proof, matured for notes of toasted oak, salted caramel, and dark chocolate. That sounds pretty good.
Can we talk about Maker's Mark for a second?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Cellar Age has ruined my Maker's Mark.
Yeah,
journey.
for sure. I mean, just any of their cask strength stuff, honestly. I need to get the 46 cask strength.
So think about like a really good Maker's, like some of the limited editions. They're like $70, $80, right? Like Maker's Mark, Cellar Age is like $250. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay, I'll buy that versus...
It was $220.
$220, $250.
Yeah. I mean, after taxes,
I paid $250 for mine.
I mean, it's not too bad. Over.
But I mean, it's like, it's so good. Like,
luckily, I traded for mine. So
yeah, you traded for yours.
I'd love to trade. Maybe I can trade this Blanton's Gold for the new 2025 Cellar Age.
Ooh, that'd be good. I don't know. It didn't come out till later this year, but that'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, they have that. Then they also have that new one that came out. I meant to send you the SLB guys reviewed it and said it was delicious.
Which one?
It has a new name. I can't remember what the name is. We talked about it on a previous episode. It's like their new thing that's made with like soft red wheat and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
Soft red wheat's their normal blend. That's why they're...
Or winter wheat. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like a winter wheat or something.
They had a couple different things, but...
You realize this is 134.2 proof?
No. I didn't realize it was that high of a proof.
Didn't either. I looked at the bottle of my... Because I'm trying to smell it. It's burning my nostrils. But it doesn't drink hot. Like that hot.
It's pretty good. I don't feel like the finish is that good on it. Like it's like explodes and then kind of goes away.
Yeah.
Like it explodes with flavor.
It explodes with flavor, yeah. And it's like all, like I get sweet corn, like a little bit of brown, like caramel. I guess like I get a hint of apple skin, like apple skin. I can see that.
That's like I don't know. I just get that a lot.
I get like a grain note too.
I think it's the blue corn, maybe.
Maybe it's the blue corn. I get it like a sweet corn grain or something. I don't know. It's pretty good. I think it's opened up nicely, way better than it was when we first cracked it.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm never going to compare this to a George C. Stag.
No.
I don't know what the hell they were talking about there.
I think
maybe a regular Stag. I mean,
yeah,
this could probably hang up with a regular Stag.
That would be interesting. I mean,
that'd be an interesting side by side.
Will it hang up?
Will it hang out? Yeah,
foolproof.
I don't know,
benchmark
man.
Foolproof, man.
I don't know.
The Titan.
I don't know about that.
Anything else? Like I mean, again, we're still early on in the bourbon journey. I mean, a lot of really good bourbon comes out.
Did we talk about the new E.H. Taylor as part of the...
No, I think we talked about that on the previous episode.
It's going to be on the new... What is that?
BTAC. Yeah, it's going to be... E.H. Taylor is coming out with the
It's still 100
bottle.
proof, though, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, it's kind of...
I wish they would have done a barrel strength. Can you imagine like a 15-year-old barrel strength E.H. Taylor? Like,
yeah.
That'd be sweet.
No, but I think, we look at companies like, I mean, I wanted to, OKI, like, I've tried some of their stuff, and I know they're sourcing some of their stuff. They source all their stuff?
Dude, that 11 year is so good, man.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that bottle. I love that bottle.
That's a really good bottle.
And it's a Fire Nigo bottle, which I know you were in that mindset whenever all that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think like OKI is coming out with some really good stuff. The Blendery is doing phenomenal stuff. If you get a chance, a great experience. We're going to be setting up another Blendery. We need to follow up with them. We want to get them on the podcast.
Oh, for sure. That'd be cool if we could go and do the experience and then, talk to them on the podcast all on the same night would be cool.
Starlight, Prideful Goat, which you love that 12-year rye.
It's almost gone. You see it?
Sagamore.
This might be the best.
Redwood Empire. I mean, these are all non-major distilleries. I mean, so
and that's the thing is don't go chasing
hey,
waterfalls.
Dang it, dude! You stole that from me.
I was watching a thing is like how clever the other guys was written.
Oh, I love the other guy.
It's got all those.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you don't go chase all the, the tater bottles.
I don't want no scrubs.
Don't want no scrubs. Like all these places make so many good things. Like, of course, George C. Stagg is going to be on the top of everyone's list, but like, I've had a lot better stuff than Stagg or E.H. Taylor. Like, there's a lot of good burgers out there, man.
We also forgot that Cross Canadian Ragweed.
Oh, Hochatown bottle. Yeah,
that
is good.
Hochatown.
Oh, I didn't bring that.
Why didn't you bring that?
I ran out of room in my box, Cody. I don't even have room to put this damn E.H. Taylor in there because the whole box is full.
Yeah. Good luck.
I need to get a different box.
Yeah.
I need to get like a little cart to carry
around. Like a portable bottle holder thing.
Yeah.
If you know of a portable bottle holder that you would recommend, shoot us a note.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're ready to move over. What are we going next? Whiskey Sideline?
Nerd Rage.
Damn, I forgot about Nerd Rage.
Why would you forget about my favorite segment?
Dang it. I forgot about it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to talk about some best and worst comic adaptations.
What's your favorite comic book movie?
Are you really going to put me on the spot right now?
I mean,
my favorite comic book movie isn't my favorite character, but probably The Dark Knight.
Okay. The Heath Ledger Joker one?
I mean, that is such a good movie.
One of the best opening scenes in a movie, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. I'm here to kill the bus driver. The bus driver? What bus driver?
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't kill you simply makes you
stranger. Put a smile on your face. I mean, that's just such a good movie, dude. That's one that I could just watch over. I do like The Winter Soldier a lot. That's one that I can go back and watch.
The only problem I have with The Dark Knight is I feel like Heath Ledger is so good that there's some like scenes that he's not in. It kind of drags a little bit. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for Heath Ledger to come back. Some of the movie drags because it is a little long, but actually I really like The Dark Knight Rises a lot.
But are you going to fault a movie for having such an iconic character, which ended his life, unfortunately, R.I.P. Heath Ledger, that
kind of overshadows the rest of the movie?
I mean,
no.
Christian Bale's amazing as Batman.
Yeah, he is.
He's my favorite Batman. So
actually, I'm a huge fan of Dark Knight Rises. I think that movie gets Actually,
it was on the other night. I almost watched it. I just didn't have time.
The takedown plane scene at the very beginning. That's Christopher Nolan's favorite scene he's ever.
Oh, that's a phenomenal scene.
That's great. Yeah.
I think that's super underrated. Like that movie and that scene and Tom Hardy.
Man, we're walking off the plane. No, now we bring this plane down. Dude, Bane is awesome. I love Bane. I love Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy does such a good job of Bane.
Dude, it kind of reminded me of Bronson. You ever watch Bronson?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie. It's so good.
Decent.
It's a great Tom Hardy movie.
So, I mean, that's one. I mean, Iron Man, obviously, is my favorite comic
I'm actually
book
a huge fan of Iron Man 3.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is really good.
I think
second one was First one, obviously, is iconic. And
the second one actually has one of the worst villain portrayals in Mickey Rourke as Whiplash.
Yeah.
Like, that's my bird. I want my bird. Dude, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Why do you have that ridiculous accent? Like, you don't sound Russian. You sound like you're forcing
I'm here to pump you up.
You're like Nicolas Cage dialect over there.
Yeah.
Nothing against Mickey Rourke. Great actor. I mean, he won. The Wrestler was an amazing movie, but I mean, I just think he was poorly written, honestly.
Yeah. What I'm trying to think, obviously, the Avengers is great. Is it Infinity War is phenomenal. One of the best. I mean, that movie blew my mind.
Just kind of messed everyone up at the end.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they actually lost. And bad.
Infinity War is definitely up there. It's hard to pick one. Like, Dark Knight just is one that kind of comes to me. Yeah, Infinity War. I mean, I'd love the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was so good.
Dude, between that and the Spider-Man trilogy, those are two of the best trilogies for superheroes.
Yep, I agree.
I think Guardians probably beats out Spider-Man a little bit, but because I'm kind of biased towards the second one. Some people don't like the second one as much, but I love Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I think they did him really cool.
Yeah.
Like the whole robot thing, like the way because I was always like, I don't know how they would do Mysterio in a movie, and I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job. We both like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot. So.
For sure. So some of my favorites, actually my favorite is easily Thor Ragnarok.
That's a great movie.
I think that's the most comic style movie that Marvel has made.
It's in my top 10.
It's very colorful. It's funny, but the right amount of funny, not over the top like Thor Love and Thunder. I'm hoping maybe Waititi gets a gets another chance. I don't know what they're going to do with the next Thor movie, but kind of have Feige wrangle him in a little bit would be nice. I think with Love and Thunder, though, he didn't really have Loki there to kind of balance out, the silliness. And honestly, you threw Gore the God Butcher.
So good.
God, Gore the God Butcher is such a sweet villain, and you kind of wasted him a little bit. And then you threw in Jane Foster. And there was just a whole lot going on with that movie. That could definitely be on one of the worst Marvel movies. Some other favorites. I love Iron Man 3. Some people don't love that one, and that's fine. I know the Mandarin thing was kind of weird, but it actually gets kind of wrapped up in Shang-Chi, which I think is an amazing Marvel movie. I think
it's one of the best origin stories. I think it's super underrated.
Dude, and the actual Mandarin was just, so relatable. Like, they made him such a great villain. The whole darkness thing that comes out at the over CGI thing at the end was kind of weird, but I thought Shang-Chi was great. I'm hoping Shang-Chi shows up. I'm sure he will. I think they said that he was going to be in the Avengers movie, so be glad to see him. What else? Some good ones. Obviously, Thunderbolts was great.
Thunderbolts is so good.
I thought they really handled the mental illness thing very
better
well.
Than almost I think anyone could have handled it. That's such a touchy subject. It's such a big thing in the U.S. and
kind of reminded me of like the first Joker movie, where they really kind of, which the first Joker movie is kind of hard to watch just because of how realistic it is. But this is like they kind of put it, and then you kind of add some humor and you add some like really kind of inspiring speeches, and I just think they did a really good job with that. So I was really happy with Thunderbolts for sure.
Yep, I agree. I think if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. It's excellent.
I actually really like the Edward Norton Hulk movie. I think people kind of overlook that because it was the only time Edward Norton was the Hulk.
Yeah. It's okay.
I like it. I enjoy it.
I like Edward Norton a lot.
I do too.
I'm a big Rounders fan, obviously.
Even though he's a huge asshole, I think everything he's in is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
he's a good actor for sure.
I don't know. There's so many good things that we could talk about as far as Marvel. Some of the bad, obviously, I'm not a fan of any of the Captain Marvel stuff. I just don't like.
You don't like the Winter Soldier?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, Captain Marvel. I think it's Captain America. Sorry.
No, I love Captain America. I think the Captain America movies are great.
Yeah.
Brave New World could have been better. I think it was fine.
I'm assuming you didn't like. Did you watch the Marvels?
No.
Okay.
It's the only Marvel movie I refuse to watch.
You should watch it. I think it's not good, but it's like.
I watched the after credit scene. You get to see Beast.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
get to see
Beast. Beast is cool.
Still watch it.
I don't know. I just
Part of the MCU.
And I don't 100% blame Brie Larson.
Kamala's family is hilarious in it, but it's a bad. And the cat.
Her dad shows up in Daredevil.
Huh?
Her dad shows up in Daredevil.
Yeah, no, he does.
He's like, my daughter is a superhero.
Yeah. You should come have dinner with my family.
The Eternals is kind of slow. I don't think the Eternals is necessarily super bad, but the villain is just kind of like forgettable.
Superbad's a good movie.
Superbad's great.
I love that
McLovin.
Yeah.
But the Eternals is just super boring. There's just not a whole lot of redeemable. Iron Man 2, Thor 2. Back in the day, they just could not put together a good sequel.
Yeah.
Thor,
the George Clooney Batman movie.
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking of MCU. So yeah. And the freaking.
Oh, we're gonna stick to MCU.
Sorry. No, we don't have to. The fourth Superman movie where it has Richard Pryor and the Sun guy.
Yeah,
that was pretty horrible. That like killed the Superman franchise. Yeah. The Quest for Peace. Okay, bro.
Yeah, that movie.
Actually, one of the better comic movies is Superman 2. I thought that was really good.
Superman 2 is really good.
I thought Zod was great. Zod was great in Man of Steel. I thought Michael Shannon did a fantastic job with Zod.
Yeah, I agree.
Another bad one.
He's such a good actor.
Oh, I love Michael Shannon. I think he's one of the most overrated or underrated actors I've ever.
Everything he's in, I've seen, is phenomenal.
He's so good, and I just don't think he gets as much love. I feel like he's kind of like Colin Farrell, where Colin Farrell just doesn't get as much love as he should either. I think he's an amazing actor. Another bad one is Batman versus Superman. Martha, why did you say that name? Kind of sums it up.
Because of that word hockey pads.
The Justice League before they did release the Snyder Cut, because that whole situation was messed up, dude. Like Zack Snyder's daughter.
I still haven't watched the Snyder's Cut.
The Snyder Cut's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
The regular one just blew my mind.
I love Doom Patrol and I love Peacemaker. Those are great. Great
You hate
show.
Suicide Squad, right?
I hated the first Suicide Squad.
Okay.
That was one of my least favorite movies ever. Like the Jared Leto Joker is just laughable.
Yeah,
He's so bad.
He's not great. I didn't dislike it as much as you did, but I mean, it's not.
I think
good.
every character was poorly written in that movie, and I don't think it was necessarily David Ayer's fault. I think a lot of studio interruption kind of messed that up.
Yeah,
because I don't think. I mean, David Ayers isn't a great director, but he's not the worst out there either. But I think a lot of those characters were just really poorly written. And I mean, there was a reason like none of them came back for the other Suicide Squad. Which I think is far superior because James Gunn is just a better director and kind of runs that whole studio now. So I'm really excited for DC going forward in the future.
yeah. No, I think the new Superman movie's coming out soon. I mean, obviously
In July, along with the Fantastic Four. So July is going to be a pretty
James Gunn, right?
Yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah, I mean, he like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are some of the best Marvel movies in the MCU. I'm excited to see.
And then you got Supergirl coming out with Lobo as the villain.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa is playing Lobo.
Dude, that's cool.
Like perfect casting.
That literally is.
He's very excited about it.
And that's what makes the MCU great is these iconic castings. Tom Hiddleston, Robert Downey Jr.
Well, that's DC, but
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
No, I got
hopefully they start casting these iconic people like Jason Momoa as Lobo. That's perfect.
dude, I really wanted Cillian Murphy or Mads Mikkelsen as Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I know.
We got Robert Downey Jr., but I think they're going to make it make sense.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it make sense too.
I mean, he's one of the greatest actors ever. I mean, he just came off an Oscar win for Oppenheimer. So.
Oh, yeah, which is one of the best movies I've seen in the last decade.
Sinners. Beat it. Sinners beat it out for me. Like you got to go watch Sinners, dude. It's so good.
I'm a sinner and I haven't watched
it. I'll say it now. The greatest vampire movie ever.
Yeah, I know.
Easily. Well, maybe not.
I can't wait
Lost
for
Boys
the really great. Once I watch it, we can have that because we talked about this on another podcast about vampire movies. Interview with the Vampires. One of my favorites.
That's a good one. Yeah, and actually, like Anne Rice hated Tom Cruise's Lestat. She's like, dude, absolutely no way. There's no way that works. And she saw it and she's like, oh he was really good. And then early Brad Pitt. Like,
yeah,
man, Antonio Banderas. It's got young.
I'm Antonio Banderas.
Young Kirsten Dunst. Like, man.
Yeah.
I think Christian Slater plays the. Is it Christian Slater?
I think so.
I think it's Christian Slater.
God, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I need to go back and watch that. I'm going
to
watch Sinners, and then I'm going to go back and watch Interview with a Vampire, and then we're going to have a vampire debate. My friend.
I showed Danielle The Lost Boys too, which is just a classic.
Lost Boys is excellent. Yeah.
I could never get over is all them damn vampires. I'm like, Grandpa, you could have told them the whole time they were vampires, bro. What the hell?
Yeah.
But anyway,
so let's talk about like some of the best characters because we've kind of talked a little bit about. We've been mentioning.
I think Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man was great. Like, and that was a resurgence for Robert Downey Jr. because everyone was like, dude, he's a drunk. There's no way.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, dude, Tony Stark is a drunk. Why would you not think that was perfect?
He's a rich alcoholic billionaire.
I think, Chris Evans. Everybody gave Chris Evans a hard time because he was Johnny Storm, the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four, and so everyone was like, "You cast him as Captain America." But he ended up being great. Actually, Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, a lot of people gave a hard time to.
Oh man, he's such good. Dude, he's so good.
Dude, I loved him in Parks and Recreation.
Chris Pratt to me, like you look at characters in the MCU that you would just want to hang out with. Like he's one of the main guys I would love to just hang out with.
I will say you get some of the best cork pops from Jack Daniels. I don't know what it is, even if it's not a fresh pack.
100%. Can you pour?
I mean, Josh Brolin as.
Do you have any more of this? The Jack 12? I wanted to do a side by side.
Let me finish this Smoke on Hill real quick.
If you want to we can drink out of the same glass.
Okay, that's fine. Josh Brolin as Thanos was fantastic.
Oh yeah, outstanding.
I love Kate Blanchett as Hela in Thor Ragnarok. I think she's just and the whole thing that there's never any good women characters. Like if you write them correctly, and like I thought Hela was amazing. I thought she's one of the best villains they've come out. Like I hate this whole Disney thing where they have to make these strong female characters, and it almost feels forced.
Banana bread, Jack Daniels 10.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Banana bread.
Yeah, that 12 is insane. Yeah, this 10 smells delicious.
I think this is glass. It smells different. A 12.
Oh, well, that's a true Glencairn, though.
That's a true Glencairn. Yeah, this is not.
Oh,
this
you're
is
saying
not.
this one smells? Is this
I
the
think
12?
that really makes a huge difference. I never really noticed because I have some
These are
non-official
pretty similar.
Glencairns. Is it? Maybe I just got a bad whiff of it, so I don't know.
I think they taste pretty similar or smell pretty similar.
This is a
Is that the 12?
12, yeah, and this is the 10.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They smell pretty. I don't know. Is mine different? Smell mine. Smell my glass. Put your nose on mine.
I can smell a lot better.
Rather than the
Right.
iron root one?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, I smell a little bit better there. Okay.
Oh,
sorry, we'll get back on track.
Tom
here.
Hiddleston is Loki. Amazing.
I thought I said that earlier, but yes, absolutely. I love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I think he's
You might
phenomenal.
have mentioned it earlier, but when we were talking
But
about
we
the
gotta
movies, I'm talking about
highlight him.
characters for sure.
What about the Black Panther?
Oh, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, man, Chadwick Boseman was so good.
He was
God.
very good.
When I watched, what was the newest Black Panther movie?
It's the Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
It was just like a
A tribute to
tribute
him,
to
which was
him.
great. Very
and
nice.
I feel bad because I just don't think Suri is a very good Black Panther.
yeah.
And I think what's his name who played crap, I just went blank, the villain. I thought he did
Namor?
great.
Yeah, Namor was
great.
phenomenal.
But he eventually becomes an Avenger, so I assume he's going to be part of the good guys.
Dude, I thought his character
forward.
was excellent. Like,
yeah, he carried. I say carried that movie. We know it was a tribute, and I think Coogler did the best he could. I would have loved to see Michael B. Jordan come back and kind of be the Black Panther, but
yeah, I thought that would have been cool.
there are concept art of a newer Black Panther, which is his son in Doomsday and stuff. So that'll be interesting if they go that route. Because I just don't think Suri kind of carries the movie personally. Like I think she did about as good as she could, but I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, you talked about Shang-Chi. Thought Shang-Chi was really good. Do you like any of the Doctor Strange movies? I mean, like, they're good, but like,
So I think they're middle of the road. I think Mads Mikkelsen's villain was kind of weak. Which Mads Mikkelsen is a fantastic actor. I think I would have loved to see him as Doctor Doom. I think he would have been an amazing Doctor Doom. So the first one was okay, and then the second one was kind of produced, and it just changed a lot. I think Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda is great. I'm hoping that they pull some Magneto stuff in the Doomsday.
oh yeah,
Because Magneto is in the comics is the father of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver,
yeah,
and so I'm hoping that they come out with that in the Doomsday.
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I would just love to see her and Ian McKellen,
Oh yeah,
talking and hanging out. But I thought she was a great villain. She turned Jim from The Office into spaghetti, which. But I love Sam Raimi, and I think Sam Raimi does a great job. I mean, actually, we didn't even talk about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, the Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus, which he was great.
Oh, and then bringing him back too. And
Dude, him and the Green Goblin were amazing.
dude, they're so good.
Yeah,
that's such a good movie. It gets better every time I think about it and watch it again. That movie's so good.
It's so nostalgic just seeing all of them.
Yeah.
And an unofficial Sinister Six.
Yep.
But yeah.
Closest thing I guess we're ever gonna get to the Sinister Six.
Another bad one is the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh, so bad. I'm glad they kind of redid his character, Electro, in No Way Home, because he was bad in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and the Rhino was kind of.
Who do you
stupid
like
too.
better as Magneto, Ian McKellen or Michael Fassbender?
I mean, they both do an amazing job.
That's a tough one.
I think
Ian McKellen's so good.
they're just so it's two different time periods. Too.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Like the Fassbender one, he's still struggling with his past. He's trying to move on, and it's like which Fox doesn't do a great job all the time with him. And Ian McKellen, whenever he was there, he was already kind of the leader, and he was already this super mutant. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I think they both do an amazing job, and I hope they're both in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be cool if they interact with each other.
I think the 12 beats the 10, but they're both really good.
Yeah, I think the 12's good.
For sure. I feel like we're leaving a ton of movies out, but I mean, we could talk about, we're just highlighting a few of them. And I know we've been talking a lot about the MCU lately. Hope you've had a chance to watch it. This is, speaking to our Bourbon Nerds community. Maybe that's what we'll call them, the BNZC. But if you haven't watched the Daredevil show, highly recommend you watch that. We've talked about that. The Thunderbolts movie, highly recommend you watch it.
I heard Jessica Jones is officially going to be in the second season of Daredevil.
Really?
Yeah,
Sweet.
I think they're going to bring the Defenders back.
They say the first season of Jessica Jones is like one of the best. I haven't watched it. It's on the list, but they say the first season is one of the best first seasons of any Marvel show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got David Tennant as the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's pretty legit.
He goes all out, man. He's a great actor. He's really funny, man. I see him in interviews, and him and it's him and another British guy, but they're super funny with each other. But I love David Tennant. He's funny. Yeah. So I think that's kind of.
Yeah, I don't
think we really missed. I mean, some of the bad ones. Obviously, Elektra was bad. I actually liked the Ben Affleck Daredevil. I know that wasn't great, but
yeah, it was okay.
I thought it was okay.
I
actually really like the older Punisher movie where John Travolta's Kingpin.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
What is that actor? I can't even think of the actor's name, but I actually really enjoyed that movie, and the soundtrack was amazing. Catwoman is horrible. Don't watch Catwoman. Yeah. Batman and Robin. Everybody chill. So bad. Batman Returns. Penguin. That's really good. Best Christmas movie ever.
Yep. Best Christmas movie ever. I thought that was Die Hard, buddy.
Yeah. Die Hard or Jingle All the Way. I love Jingle All the Way. Put the cookie down. Dude, they did
trying to take my tortilla.
I watched a TikTok not long ago, and it was the alphabet, but explained with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like all of his best quotes.
Oh yeah, have you seen those?
And P was put the cookie down.
There's I forgot who it is. My buddy sends them to me, but they do basically these voiceovers with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They take movies and stuff and do.
Dude, they've been trolling so hard. The girl who just did Snow White, they've been trolling her and everything.
Yeah.
They've been doing AI, and one of them was hers, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And one of her was Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah,
he's like,
you make
me happy. Do you see that they re-released that in theaters, and they got the Morbius effect where nobody went and watched it?
Oh,
they re-released it for Mother's Day, and it averaged like $50 per theater.
Really?
Horrible,
wow.
Dude. So bad.
That's such a
lowest rated movie ever. Dude, it beat Dragon Ball Evolution.
The best part of that whole movie is Tom Cruise, dude, is that one character. I watched a reclip of him where he danced at the Grammys or whatever it was.
Tom Cruise did?
Isn't that the Tropic Thunder where he's the
he's
the bald character? Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Les Grossman.
Les Grossman, yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
I'm gonna rip your freaking heart out. He just is.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
He's like, what was the plane? Was it G6 or something?
Yeah.
He's like. Oh, I can't remember what he said.
Like
Dang
a
it.
G6. Like a G6.
Playa. Which one's the DP or not the DP? Who's the gaffer? Because the gaffer's always the biggest. He's like, I want you to push that director really, really hard. Yeah, I love that movie. Tropic Thunder's so good.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty good.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah. I'm dude playing a dude trying to act like another dude.
Dude, I can't. Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar for that role. So good. So great.
Dude,
Love
it was so good. Did you? Yeah, there's some memes that are like, who are they going to recast? He's Robert Downey Jr.
Who's going to get recast as Kang and it's Robert Downey Jr.?
All right, I bet people are screaming right now. Like, you forgot this movie. You forgot. Let us know what movies you are. We're forgetting a lot. Honestly, I was very underprepared for this conversation.
If you talk about comics, you can talk about like Scott Pilgrim. There's all kinds of ways you can go. So apologize if we missed your fandom, but
anyways,
we love them all.
We do. And Aquaman's bad. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. I love Jason Momoa, but God, Aquaman's bad. And
dude, James Wan just needs to stick to freaking horror movies. Every time he does action, it's so bad. He did the Aquaman movies and he did the Fast and Furious, and I'm just like,
Fast and Furious 19.
I get it. you want to make a paycheck, but just stick to horror, bro.
It's all about family, Garrett. It's all about family.
I actually rewatched the first Fast and Furious, and it's like, it's good for what it is back in the day.
Fast and Furious is good.
He's like, nobody likes the tuna sandwich.
Yeah. Dude, my buddy from Colombia is in Fast and Furious. I think it's the first one. Yeah, I'll have to send you that clip. It's kind of funny. His name's Alex. Shout out to my Colombia family, Alex, if you're listening.
I don't even remember what I'm drinking. What was
Jack
this one?
Daniels?
No, this was something else.
I gave you Jack Daniels 10.
I have it right there.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember what this one was.
I have no idea. So, anyways, all right. Well, that'll conclude
this is the
Nerd Rage. Let's move on to Whiskey Sideline. We've got a lot to talk about in this. This is going to be a long episode. All right, where do you want to start? We got a bunch going on.
So is the draft rigged?
1.8%.
Yeah.
1.8% is what the Mavericks chance to get the number one pick overall. It's absolutely rigged.
Now the Luka trade makes sense. Hey, let's trade Luka to the Lakers and get ratings up. So you get bit.
All right, Mavs. You get 1.8% chance and Adam Silver's Magic to get the number one pick overall. I'm not back on the bandwagon. I've never been on. I've been a Mavs fan for life. Okay, I'm still heartbroken about the Luka trade. It's going to take me a while to get over that.
Go buy your Cooper Flag jerseys.
But I am excited about Cooper Flag being a Dallas Mavericks player. So he's one of the best prospects to come out. I mean, him,
is
Wemby,
he Luka though? Like, is he
LeBron James? I mean, where is he? And what is amazing and special about him is he's one of the best defenders to come out of college I've ever seen. He's a great defender. He can defend multiple positions. Like that dude, he's got a.
He can also choke in the Final Four.
Well, Duke's. That's not all on him. It's Duke, but he did have that.
He did have the over the back call that really kind of cost him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's trying to hustle. I wouldn't kill him for that. He's carried them all year, basically. They have a decent team, but he carried them a lot of games. They won. So,
I mean, National Player of the Year. I mean, he's great. He's good.
He's a great player. So, but I mean, you have to think that this is like you couldn't write a story. This is the only way you trade Luka, and it makes sense now, right? We're going to give you the number one pick overall.
Yep, and the Spurs have the 2, and I think the 13, so they're gonna get some good value too.
Yep, there's some good players in the draft.
So, kind of going that into the playoffs, like, dude, who picked the Knicks Pacers Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, I'm so wrong about, but again, the Celtics still had.
I was listening to the episode today, and you're like, there's like, I think someone said like, there's no way the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference or make it to the finals. And it's like, now it's a huge possibility the Knicks make the finals.
They will. I think they're going to beat the Pacers
and then get swept in the finals.
No, they're not going to get swept.
I think it's 5 games. Whoever wins out of the West it's going to beat them in 5 games.
I think you're underestimating the East and the Knicks especially.
I think I'm 100% evaluating the East.
I think Oklahoma City, this is their best year to win it all.
I think so too. I think the Denver series was their hardest series. I think.
Yeah, and I do think I know, and don't hate me, OKC fans. I want OKC to win. Like I'm rooting for you guys. But Aaron Gordon getting hurt was the difference maker and why they got blown out in Game 7. Aaron Gordon was the X factor in guarding, rebounding, and he was clearly hurt.
They put Caruso on Jokic and it was working.
Yeah, that's insane.
Caruso's
amazing, dude.
I love Caruso. He's good.
That when you picked him up, that was when I was like, okay. And then you got Hartenstein.
Yeah, that's exactly what
you guys had. The best offseason. It wasn't even close.
100%. Yeah.
So, but I'm excited to see where you guys continue to go. You did show some kinks in the armor, though. Denver had you guys on the
Denver's ropes. A good team, though. They just won the finals a year or two ago. So, I mean,
they got probably the best player in the world.
I mean, they have pretty much the same roster that they had, when they won the finals. So, I mean, they just had a coaching change, before the playoffs. And so, I mean, I truly feel that's going to be the hardest series that they're going to play is against Denver. And unfortunately, it was in the second round and on the Western Conference Finals. Minnesota looks good, though. I think Edwards is really pushing to try to make it to the finals. If we lose to Minnesota, can you imagine a Minnesota Knicks? Nobody would have ever guessed that as a finals.
Definitely not.
I mean,
I think you guys are going to beat them, though.
I don't see the Pacers beating the Knicks, but who knows, dude?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't. I mean, and again, the Celtics
they made the Cavaliers look stupid.
They did. They
it was
destroyed
ridiculous.
them. And Tyrese Halliburton's playing he's one of the best players in the playoffs right now.
He took the getting voted most overrated player very personally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's definitely not looking like an overrated
No, he
player
looks
at all.
like a top 2-3 player in the playoffs.
I don't know why
right
they
now.
do that vote. That seems really silly. It's
Yeah.
almost like in high school when you do the yearbook superlatives.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, but I mean, I'm happy that the Knicks have been so irrelevant for so long, and I love Jalen Brunson.
Patrick Ewing, really.
I love Jalen Brunson, man, and it breaks my heart. That's the second.
Dude, can you imagine how the Mavericks would look right now if they had Brunson, Luka, and Porzingis?
Or even Brunson, Cooper Flagg.
Well, they wouldn't have the number one pick if they still had Brunson
That's
and Luka.
true. But still, yeah, you're right. But anyways, so yeah, so the NBA playoffs is coming some surprises. There's been some really good games. So
by the time this episode comes out, the finals will be here and we'll know who's there. But we're a little bit behind right now.
So who's I'm picking OKC and the Knicks.
Yeah, I think the Thunder win in 6, and then I think they play the Knicks, and I think they win in 5.
I think they'll win in 6 in the finals against the Knicks. I don't think they're going to do it.
I just think the East is.
I agree with you. The West is way better than the East, but these teams are really good. The Knicks have shown me something. They're very perseverant. So
they are.
Don't count them out. Brunson can put up 30, 40 on you.
And I'm not trying to be super negative about the Knicks. It's just truly how I feel. I just truly feel in a 7-game series, Oklahoma City would beat them in 5 games. But that's just me. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
How about them Dallas Stars?
Dallas Stars look great.
Yeah, they look really good.
I was listening to the episode today, and I was like really negative about the Stars because how bad they looked against the Avalanche. And there's still some games where we look really bad, but we're really pushing through. I thought it was really classy how we went out and holy crap, I just went blank on that dude's name. His dad died.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that article you sent.
So his dad died, and it was kind of questionable whether he was going to play or not. And he actually scored their only goal. So that was really cool. And then the Stars ownership, the Stars owner gave him allowed him to use the private jet to go back and be with his family. I think the Stars were a really class act. I think that was amazing. And I'm really glad to be going to the Western Conference Finals for a rematch against Edmonton.
Sheffield?
Sheffley. Yeah, that's him. Great player too. I mean, I can't imagine trying to go through and play. You know, I think Jordan had one of his better games after his dad died, right?
Yeah, he did.
So I think that really, truly kind of inspires people whenever.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a family member, like sometimes you just got to persevere through it. Everyone deals with grief in their own way, right? You know, so.
I think it would have been understandable if he didn't play. You know, it's like, I don't know. Because I know their morning skate that they had, the head coach stayed with him. He wasn't even at the morning skate. And it makes you wonder if that kind of affected their play, which it was a great game. It was 1-1 going into the overtime, which we had a really, really good tripping call. We were on the power play going into overtime. And I think obviously that helped. Harley hit a freaking crazy good goal. But no, it was really cool. I'm really pumped. We've had 2 super hard series, and now we're about to go in another hard series with Edmonton.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact.
Rematch from last year.
Yeah, well, in the Eastern Conference Finals, there's a rematch too. Florida versus.
Yeah, is that not insane?
It's the
Has that
same.
ever happened?
The same Final Four 2 years in a row.
Has that ever happened?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
I don't think that's. I don't know.
It is pretty crazy. It's the same Final Four.
Yeah. So what do you think? Now this is the start. The finals already be going, so the series will probably be over. But you think Stars have a good chance to win?
I do. I think our goalie is better. They probably have the best 1-2 duo in Draisaitl and McDavid, but I think we have the better goalie. I think Skinner has been playing better, but I think he's probably the worst goalie that's still in, and hopefully that doesn't jinx me going into this Western Conference Final. But I think with Rantanen, and I just think our line, just like 1 through 4, is just way better than everyone else's. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of people picked Edmonton to lose in the first round, and they've just kind of proven people wrong. So hopefully that doesn't happen in the conference finals. But my prediction is Dallas wins in 6 and plays against Carolina. I think Carolina beats Florida, but Florida's playing really good. So
yeah, Florida's playing really well.
But Carolina is.
Did you already drink some of it?
Oh, the 12? Yeah. Well, actually, I had some earlier, so you're good. Going back to the NBA just a little bit, did you see Scottie Pippen might be the new head coach for the Chicago Bulls?
I did see that.
That's pretty wild. I don't know a lot about him being a coach. I don't know if he's been coaching at all.
I don't know either. Like,
I know he was.
I always know he just turned against Jordan. He started hating on Jordan. Yeah,
I think he was sticking up for Jordan. I thought.
No, he was, and then he started beefing with Jordan all of a sudden.
Oh,
like,
really?
had to change of heart or something. I don't know.
I know he has the digits bourbon. You know, the digits. That's his hand on the digits.
And now he's coaching. He's potentially going to coach the Chicago Bulls.
That's kind of cool. Anyway,
So
all right, going back to the NHL. So I want to have a beef, and it's with the Toronto Maple Leafs fan base. You guys suck, and I hate you guys. You guys gave up on your team well early into that series, and they came out and they fought and they got to a game 7, and you still shit on them. I think that's horrible. Like, they lose game 5, and you guys are throwing jerseys on the freaking ice. They go to game 6, they win, they force a game 7. Game 7, you guys are still throwing jerseys, and like, you guys are horrible. You know, it's really kind of disrespectful to your team. I get it. You guys have had kind of a dry spell for many years, but it's really bad. It's bad sportsmanship to your team, and it's a really ugly look, and it really kind of makes me mad because I know Dallas Stars fans would not act that way, and that's how we are. You know, we're a community. I know you guys are giving up a lot on your team. It's going to make your team not want to play. Like, it's going to make your players want to leave, and I could definitely see some of those really good Maple Leafs players leaving in the offseason. So yeah. I think it's really poor of you guys to act that way. That's just me personally. So
yeah, my colleague Dan's a huge Maple Leafs fan. He lives in Canada. We have 2 Canadians on the team where I work. So yeah, Dan, if you're listening, you heard it first from Garrett. So I will say this: I don't know.
Does Dan act that way?
No. Hey, Dan's a really good, humble guy. I'm a big fan of his. He's a nice guy.
I mean, I get it. Like, if you're like the Dallas Stars haven't made it since like '99.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, your team hasn't been there in a long time, but like, there's a lot of good hockey teams. You guys just lost to the freaking the Stanley Cup winner from last year in Game 7. Like, you lost 6-1. Okay, I get it, but at the same time, like, hockey playoffs are tough, man.
It is.
It's not easy. Like, obviously the Jets had the best, and that's the President's Trophy curse. Like, nobody in the last like 10 years who's won the President's Trophy has made it to the finals.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you that just because you have the best record, like the Bruins from a couple of years ago, they broke all these records for the most goals in a season. They broke the record for the most wins, and then they get bounced in the first round. That's just how it goes in hockey, man.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is there to compete. Anyone can make it.
Like,
the freaking Blues almost beat the Jets in the first round, which they should have won.
Yeah,
they won 1.8 seconds, dude. I cannot believe
we were watching that game.
That was insane. That was so crazy.
I still can't believe that happened. I watched it. Yeah, it was nuts. I will say I've really and I don't know if it's because I'm so turned off by the NBA with the Lucas stuff, or I just am really starting to fall in love with hockey. But like,
hockey's so fun, dude. I've
enjoyed
hockey.
The games have been so good in the playoffs,
dude,
man.
Every series has had some really good games.
Yeah,
but
we're talking about game 7s, 1.8 seconds, scoring a goal, like
crazy.
The hat trick. Yeah. We thought, man, I was in Austin. We thought the Stars were done, and you know, we get to a place we were going to eat, the pizza place that was famous for Detroit style pizza in Austin, and I'm like, they're winning 3-2. I'm like, what? And then they score another goal. It's just
Rantanen.
Yeah, Rantanen.
Honestly, as good as Rantanen has been, Ottinger has been our freaking. He's been our
rock.
Been our rock, dude. He's been insane. He's been so good.
Yeah.
So I hopefully that he brings that in. We really need him against Edmonton because they have 2 of the best scorers in all of NHL. So
if they make it to the finals, you're gonna go to the Stanley Cup game.
Dude, I don't see how we don't. Like,
no, I'm saying like actually go to a game.
No, I know, but I'm saying like I don't see how we don't go to a game.
Yeah.
I know the tickets, but it's just like if we're in the Stanley Cup, we haven't been in the Stanley Cup since 2020.
Yeah.
And that was during, COVID, so you couldn't go to the games.
Yeah.
And I actually don't even remember. I think we lost to Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay beat us that year.
That. Yeah, I watched a lot of those games. So I've been to the World Series, but I've never been to an NBA, NFL, the Super Bowl. So going to the Stanley Cup, watching the Stars would be pretty awesome. I'll mark that off the list, but I want to go to at least all of those. So the next time the Broncos go to Super Bowl, I'm going to try to find a way to go. And then obviously when Dallas gets to the finals with Cooper Flag, I'm gonna go. But I did not go in 2011? Yeah. But
The last thing I had for Whiskey Sideline was Pete Rose, right?
yeah, Pete Rose.
His ban was lifted. So
Yeah.
do you think he deserves the Hall of Fame?
I mean, he's one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting that they lifted it, and it makes you wonder how, if other people who've got banned, like wasn't Barry Bonds banned because of steroids
Yeah.
and stuff, like so. It just kind of makes you wonder if all these other bands are going to get lifted, or if it was just Pete Rose.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You had mentioned that to me, I guess, and I saw a glimpse of it, but I haven't really researched the whole Pete Rose thing. I know Pete Rose is an amazing, iconic player, but I do think it's interesting. I would like to look more into depth into the why they lifted the ban. But I do think
I think it's just because he didn't really make much off of it. I don't really know. Can you hand me the High West one?
Yeah, the Noble Casanova.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, but no, it's pretty cool for him. I mean, good. I mean, he's an iconic player, so best of luck to him. And I don't have.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting that they lifted
I think
it.
that's super interesting. I'm curious to read a little bit more in depth on that. I didn't get a chance to really research that a whole lot. So
also, one other sports thing I want to talk about real quick is Popovich isn't coming back to coach, but he's going to come back as team president.
Yeah, he's going to be in the office.
Yeah, so I think
apparently. So I talked to my client, who's a huge San Antonio Spurs, which you actually got to meet her, but she was talking about how he just he's half of his side of his body's not working perfectly right and all that kind of stuff. She's really close to the team, and so it's kind of sad. I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches ever.
100%. Yeah, him and Phil Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, those are
at least within the last 30 years.
Yeah, you can't come up with a better coach outside of those two guys. But so yeah, I think that's pretty cool keeping him a part of the team. And he's a basketball mastermind, so not surprised there. But it's kind of sad to see our time in basketball we've really watched was our 90s, and basketball's changed so much.
It has.
In the NFL has too, but the difference in the NFL is there's not the ticky-tack fouls are not as prevalent, and the inconsistencies in the NBA with some of the foul calling. I do like the fact that the playoffs, they do let them play a little more physical. I do appreciate that. I think trying to keep them healthier and not have as many injuries, so I can respect that to a degree.
But at the same time, I don't feel like there was as many injuries back in the day. I just feel like maybe people aren't working out as hard as they used to. I don't know. I just feel like that wasn't really a huge...
That would be a good argument. I'd love to have someone on the podcast that's like a physical therapist or something. It
just feels like injuries happen a lot more today than there used to be. And
I wonder why. We've got better nutrition, better...
Have you tried this Casanova?
Information. I have. I'll try it again.
It's up to you. Don't have to. I wasn't sure if you've had it or not.
I've had it. You let me try it.
Especially the NBA, a lot of non-contact injuries, it's like, well, are you doing everything strength and conditioning wise, or are you just making your muscles look?
Are you drinking a beer like Luka?
Yeah, dude, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a couple beers coming up. Cool, man. He's ready. Yeah, it's good.
That smells yummy.
Yeah, it does. It kind of reminds me of the Blood Oaths.
Yeah, that's exactly the Blood Oath 10.
And actually, the Blood Oath 11 is finished in tequila barrels.
I'm not the biggest fan of finished tequilas, but it's growing on me. I like tequila a lot. I like I used to hate Bloody Marys, and I love Bloody Marys now, and I'm not an alcoholic, so I don't even want to joke about alcoholism and all that stuff, but I know we talk a lot about alcohol. This is a podcast about bourbon, but I do like me a good Bloody Mary. I think Bloody Marys are really good. I used to hate Bloody Marys back in the day. I don't know. Just my brother made me a really good michelada and opened up my mind. I guess I had a bad experience, and then I just started to really enjoy them. But yeah, so I mean, I do tequila. I want us to do a tequila episode, but we need to get that more prepared. And
we kind of missed Cinco de Mayo. Maybe we'll do it next Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, maybe we just do a tequila episode.
Yeah, maybe
Tequila Nerds.
Maybe we just do that.
Would you guys like to see a tequila episode?
or like a rum episode, or
Yeah.
we
Let us know.
I have a couple of rums. So
I love rum. Hey,
Why is
I
the rum
love
gone?
rum. I'm waiting for us to do a rum episode.
dude, if we do a rum episode, I'm calling it "Why Is the Rum Gone?"
Yeah, that's fine.
We can talk about Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do. Yeah, that sounds cool.
All right. Well, let's keep the train on the tracks. Let's move over to pop culture pour.
Yeah.
Talk about your concert, dude. You've been going to like a million concerts, man. Every time I talk to you, you're going to.
I really don't feel like I've been to a ton, but the
you went to Crossing Ragweed, which is one of the most epic.
Yeah.
And,
that was cool.
Turnpike Troubadours, which are phenomenal. Man, I really enjoy listening to them. Like, I didn't really listen to them a whole lot.
Turnpike?
Yeah, just till like the last 6 months. Like, and their new album's pretty good. And they're what
the
I
song
would
"Heaven's
recommend.
All Around" is one of my favorite songs right now.
Yeah, like what I would recommend about them is they're a band that you listen to their songs and you listen to them a couple times, they grow on you. It's not like, oh, that song's okay, or the album on the list, but the more you listen to it, the more you really start to fall in love with the lyrics and stuff.
The singer, Evan, his parents are really good friends with my wife's parents, so they kind of grew up with him and stuff. And
That's so unique.
yeah, it is. It's good stuff. That Casa Noble's really good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty solid. High West doing some good stuff. They're out of Utah. I've been to their mini distillery. I need to go to their.
Are they out of
distillery.
Utah? I thought they were in Nevada.
They're in Utah, brother.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. I went to their.
Utah.
They have like a smaller distillery thing in High West, or not High West. That's their. That's the name of the brand in Park City. But yeah, they're right outside of Salt Lake. I want to go to their big distillery. That would be a cool place. We can go to Utah, get a little trip going there.
Yeah, go see
Utah's
some.
Beautiful, dude. Honestly, and I don't want to say this because I don't want to.
Go talk to some Colts and stuff.
Yeah. Go to the Mormon church.
Mormons, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like a lot of Utah is dry, so it's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, I know some cool bars that I found. That's where I had Russell's 13. I finished a bottle of Old Fitzgerald, and like they were like $12 a pour or something.
I see the Old Fitzgerald 7s going around, so
yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Try those.
I can't wait to pick that up and try it. Yeah,
hopefully it's a shelfer, so it's like easier to get like Old
I
Fitzgerald
hope so.
stuff.
I'm excited to try that one.
So yeah, I went to that. That was really fun in Stillwater. We actually left a little early into Cross Canadian Set because it was like a 3.5 hour drive home, and the last hour I was like half asleep on. So thank God I made it. I had to pour water in my head and like eat and drink like energy drinks, and man, I wish
that drive from Stillwater is awful.
It's horrible. There's like nothing.
I think I said it on a different podcast. Like I went to school there. Like I was dating a girl at the time that was going to Austin College, and I was driving back to hang out with her. And so
yeah, it's not great.
I got a ton of speeding tickets going through one of those little Boduk towns back in the day when I was poor as dirt. But yeah, anyways, that's back.
And then we went to Post Malone and Jelly Roll, which was really, really good. Like Post Malone, man, like I like Post Malone's country album and I like a few things of his other stuff, but he puts on a great show. And, he was really emotional because we were at Cowboy Stadium. He's from Grapevine. So, kind of a homecoming thing. And he was very emotional about being back. And Jelly Roll came out and did Losers with him. And it was like, kept pointing at his jersey that he was wearing. He's like, the Losers, the Cowboys. I guess Jelly Roll's a Tennessee Titans fan.
Okay.
Who's also a bunch of losers. So yeah. I think you guys are both losers together. Actually, I saw a TikTok earlier. They had their tour in Detroit in the last couple of days, and Eminem came out and sang "Lose Yourself" with Jelly Rolls. I thought it was sick.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, a lot of fireworks, a lot of flames, like super cool. And then we went and saw Halsey last night, who was really good. She did a very unique set where she let the audience kind of pick some of her stuff, and I thought that was really cool. She's a good artist. I'm really a fan of not this last album that came out, the album before where Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails produced, because you can just tell some of the Trent Reznor touches with the electronic and everything. It's really good. But Halsey's a good artist, and it was fun. But Jelly Roll, Post Malone, definitely up there on top 10 concerts I've ever been to. So.
Wow. Yeah.
Post Malone's one of the greatest artists. He's like one of the best artists right now.
Dude, he's insane. Like when he did that Nirvana cover stuff.
Oh, dude, I hope he did a country album. I hope he does a rock album.
Alternative album.
And actually, he was rocking out some of his songs, like the Rock Star. He was like, the band was in the background, just like rocking out, dude.
Yeah.
Like some of his stuff, he was really rocking out, even if it was
It
like.
just seems like somebody that would be super fun and entertaining to go watch, see live. Like, I've seen Chris Stapleton, and I'm a huge fan of his. Like, you were talking about Hasley doing like her random like Halsey. Sorry, I'm not as familiar with her, but you played a couple of songs I like.
You should listen to that album with Trent Reznor. Like, you're a Nine Inch Nails fan, right?
Yeah, I love Nine Inch
Yeah,
Nails.
I mean, there's a lot of, you can definitely tell he very influenced a lot of those songs.
But like Chris Stapleton, he gave his band a break and gets out the acoustic guitar and plays a couple songs, and like that was probably some of the best parts of the whole concert. And like everybody had their phones out and doing all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, he's so good. If you haven't seen Chris Stapleton, highly recommend. I think he's the songbird of our generation. If Jesus and Fergie had a baby, that'd be Chris
Stapleton.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to Black Keys on Friday. I'm pretty excited about that. Brian's going.
Yeah, Danielle's
with me.
going to that.
Yeah, maybe I'll see her. She can she'll take it. I'll have her take a shot with me or something.
Yeah, I'll come up there. I'll be working, but I'll come up there.
Yeah, come up and say
what's
hi.
up, guys?
For sure.
Because I can pretty much just flash my badge.
I'm
and
a
walk
huge
in.
Black Keys fan. Like,
Yeah,
I saw them way back when.
on the ceiling.
Yeah. I watched them I've seen them before, but they were like this is way back when they opened up for, God, what's that band's called? They sing Sex on Fire. Sex is on fire.
That's an Oklahoma band.
Oh.
Can't think of their name right now, but they're from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I know they're from Oklahoma.
Oh, God. Hang on. I have to look it up.
Why can we not remember stuff when we're on the podcast? Ugh, it's killing me. Oh, well. Black Keys,
Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon. So Black Keys opened up for them. That's how long ago that was. And I was like, man, this band's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Black Keys are good.
And I kind of stayed in touch with them. I haven't listened to them in a while, but like I like some of their old stuff. I've listened to some of their new stuff. I mean, so they're a cool band. They kind of fit the genre that I like. Some of the older stuff I like. So,
which we don't go to a lot of concerts that I really want to go to. Most of them are Danielle wants to go to.
I've noticed that.
She went with me to
She's the boss.
She went with me to Ghost, and she made it through like half of the opener, and then she got really mad and wanted to leave because she felt it was too satanic.
So Ileana was supposed to go with me, and then she's like, I don't really know. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna take my buddy, another buddy with me that wants to go. So.
But we are gonna go see Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace when they come in October.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
It's on a Sunday. We got pit tickets, so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
and Adam's back with 3 Days Grace, even though they have 2 singers. But
sweet,
whatever.
I think it'll be good. That's interesting. That'll be fun.
Yeah. It's been all right. I mean, their music, like the music they've released together, they're releasing an album, but they have 2 singles that have come out, and they're fine. But I don't know. I just can't. The other guy, I can't think of his name, but he's from My Darkest Days, and so porn star dancing. I just can't get that out of my head, and so like it just, I don't know. You can't be Adam as far as lyrics and stuff go either.
Yeah,
so
100%.
1X is one of my all-time favorite albums, and then
X gonna give it to you.
The Polyamorous. I can't think of that album with Breaking Benjamin. That album is one of my favorite albums of all time too. So two bands with all-time favorite albums in my top 10. So I'm really excited to see them, and I've seen Breaking Benjamin a couple times. They're always really entertaining live.
Yeah, they're a good band. I was a big fan of theirs several years ago, listening to some of their music and stuff. So I think they got some good music.
Real quick before we move on, I also we didn't talk about the Old Elk being bought out by Middle West.
You totally missed that.
We missed that. So Old Elk is being bought out by Middle West Spirits, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, but I think you're going to see a lot of mergers and stuff over the next few years. Like you talk about there's a lot of talk about bourbons declining, and it statistically has. I think it declined by 4% or something, or I'd have to look at the exact math, and I'll have that for you guys. And I apologize, I don't have that statistic in front of me. I don't have a statistic team on yet.
Statistic team,
but I want to, before we end the pod, I want you to turn around. I'm going to make you do a blind. And
are we? I'm not going to grab that bottle then.
Yeah, you wait. I'm going to make you do a blind. And,
snap. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to put you on blast here.
Okay.
So,
is it going to be a good blind?
Yeah, it's going to be a great blind. I'm going to pick 2 bottles. You just have to turn around and You have no idea what they
Okay.
are. So, but yeah, I mean, what was I talking about?
Middle West.
Middle West, yeah. But I think you're going to see more distilleries being gobbled up by some of the bigger players. It just takes so much money. The new oak barrel conversation, which we've had with a few distilleries and owners, and you have to age your bourbon in new oak barrels and all that kind of stuff. People that aren't reusing them successfully. The cost to keep a distillery open and wait years to get a product out, it's tough. So a lot of respect for the smaller distilleries out there, the Hochitowns, the Still Austins, the Iron Roots, and many others, Starlights and all those that are just, trying to make a good product and trying to keep the lights on and keep that. It takes a lot of
For sure.
work.
Mad respect to those who are actually trying to do their own stuff.
Yeah.
Like I get sourcing, I know it's a necessity to some places, but it is nice whenever places are doing their own stuff.
Yep.
For sure.
100%. Yeah, not sourcing MGP or Ross and Squibb, everybody doing that. Which, I mean, hats off to the blendery for taking something that everybody else is doing and doing it better. So it's definitely pretty sweet.
All right. So while we're moving into neat and balanced, you can do your blind and I'll turn around. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds good. You turn around and I'm going to get you a blind and go from there. I'm going to clean these glasses out because they're wet. So neat and balance. Let's move over to neat and balance. I've got, we're going to do fast food hacks part 2. I told you guys we're going to do another episode or another series of this. And again, highly recommend meal prep. Don't eat fast food if you can avoid it. But sometimes you just can't avoid it. Like you're traveling, you're on the road.
It's just easy.
Is that
it's
headed
easy
to us?
And it's cheap. Well, I say it's cheap.
Is that
but,
storm headed towards us?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's going this way. We're fine. This is all just a thunderstorm. It's not.
Yeah, gigantic thunderstorm that stretches across
I mean,
multiple
the
states.
tornado warning's here.
Yeah, the tornadoes went up north.
It's fine.
Yeah, again, there's bad storms happening all over.
Fort Smith, Arkansas, guys.
Yeah, take shelter if you're in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So I know this will obviously be played after several weeks or months after.
I just want to say, really, shout out to the storm, storm chasers, storm YouTubers. Really, I would recommend trying to find one. There are quite a few on YouTube who are pretty good, but just stay warned and just kind of they're really good about showing where the tornadoes are and if they're coming toward your direction, so that way you're weather prepared. So I know that storm warnings, I think they're pretty good. They're within 20, 30 minutes, so you should have a pretty good warning. But just stay weather aware. I know a lot of people don't take the watches and stuff seriously, but whenever it's a warning, you should definitely take that seriously because that means there's an actual tornado or something on the ground. So.
Yep. All right, now turn around and don't turn back around. So yeah, back to neat. You just put me off. Back to neat and balanced. Yep. Well, now I'm putting it back because you. Yeah, you'll have to leave the room. All right, so we do neat and balance. Yeah, you leave the room.
I'm leaving,
and I'll come get you when I'm ready. I'm not gonna do that bottle now. So Popeye's blackened chicken tenders. That's my number one recommendation. That's per serving is 280 calories, 3 grams of fat, 8 grams of sugar. It has a lot of sodium and 43 grams of protein. Is a pretty good option. Again, if you're eating fast food, you can shave so many. And I know French fries are so good. I love French fries. That's one of my guilty pleasures. But there's so many options that you can do just to cut calories. If you don't get the fries, you don't get the sugary sodas, get a diet drink. I know people say diet's going to cause cancer or whatever else, but there's so many different, just cutting out the sugar is so beneficial. Sugar to me is a leading cause of cancer, but that's a different debate for a different day. I'm not a doctor, but number 2 is Chick-fil-A. We talked about a little bit their grilled chicken, the grilled chicken nuggets. Those are around 300 calories, 15 grams of fat, 13 grams of carbs, and I'm looking here, 4 grams of fiber, 29 grams of protein, and 9 grams of sugar. Number 3 is Chipotle Burrito Bowl. That has 32 grams of protein, and depending on I don't have all the breakdown because it depends on what you actually put in it, but I know it's a really good option. Usually it's around about 500 calories. It just really depends on how much rice and stuff you can put in. You can really cut the calories if you cut the rice, but I think rice is fine. A lot of people eat chicken and rice as their meals. Bodybuilders eat that all the time. So, but that's a really good option, burrito bowl. And yes, you can get the guacamole. Guacamole is a good fat. Skip the sour cream. It doesn't really add a lot of protein. Adds a lot of necessary calories. I do like sour cream as well, but unfortunately. So, and number 4 is the Dunkin' Donuts chicken wrap. It has 380 calories and 25 grams of protein. Pretty good option there. And number 5 is Panera's Mediterranean sandwich. That has about 500 calories, 18 grams of protein, and 6 grams of fiber. That's a pretty good option. Panera Bread's one of the top 5 healthiest fast food restaurants you can eat at. There's a lot of good options there. But those are 5 good options that you can have. At fast food, if you have to eat at fast food again, a recommendation is to cook your food at home. You get to control your ingredients. Counting calories, I think to me is becoming more important than I ever realized. You just don't understand how many calories. If you're a normal adult male, trying to stay semi-active, staying under 2,000 calories. I've been trying to stay under 2,000 calories and get close to 180, 175 grams of protein. And you'll be surprised just when you eat stuff, how fast those calories can add up. And also, too, on the other side, sometimes when you're really trying to be restrictive on your calories, you can not get enough calories. And then it puts you in a caloric deficit, and depending on how long, and then you get your whole metabolism slowing down and all that kind of stuff. So, it's not hard to do it. Sometimes it can be to get exact, but trying to count your calories is really beneficial, I think, if you're really trying to lose weight and get thinner for summer. So, but those are some hacks for fast food. I'm going to pour Garrett a blind here. All right, I was going to do a bottle, but he heard me, so I had to change it up.
He was trying to do the foolproof.
The foolproof, but he messed up. So now I gave him 2 bottles. He's going to blind it, and he's going to tell you his thoughts, and then he's going to pick one, and I'm going to tell you what it is.
This one smells like the Bullet Bottle and Bond.
Does it? Why would I choose something that you love and enjoy? But yeah, go ahead.
It has that nose, though.
Yeah. I think it's better when I bring you 2 samples and you have no freaking earthly idea.
Probably, because now I'm like, okay, well, there's...
Yeah, you have so many choices that could possibly be. This is not as evil as the one he pulled on me.
Am I just trying to pick which one's better?
Yeah, you're just trying to see if you can guess, and then we'll just see which one's better. Which one do you like?
This one's either the Bullet or the Smoke Eye Hill. I'm just because I think I can tell the apple peels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess the Bullet because I feel like it's a little less proof. I could be off, though. This one, I'm not sure. It kind of has a finished smell to it, almost like the High West.
It's not the High West.
It's not?
No. I will give you
kind of has like almost finished like the High
Yeah.
West kind of smell to it, though.
Yeah.
I think I like this one better. What I pick?
You picked the benchmark foolproof winner again. Okay. I did it literally because I knew he would think I wouldn't choose that one, and that is the Bottle and Bond Bullet. So good job on that.
I mean, yeah.
Nope.
I think it's some more proof.
You picked the foolproof, baby.
Okay.
Foolproof wins again, dude.
It beat the Bullet Bottle and Bond.
Hey,
oh my
it
gosh!
Beat Stag on mine, and it beat Bullet and Ball and Bond. So I don't know. That's exciting.
The Bullet Bottle and Bond is good though.
Yeah, it is a very good bottle. I highly recommend.
I almost thought this was the Snarlite Double Oaked.
Yeah,
it almost had like a double oaked kind of smell to it.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. All right. Well, let's move on to the last call with the Bourbon Nerds. And this is not pre-recorded. We do this every time, guys. This is real.
Every time.
It's real.
Every time.
I'm just joking. All right. Well, let's close this thing out. We've got Freddie Fest on June 27th. As Someone Say Whiskey's putting on an amazing event. I know I've talked to Randall Sullivan that they're releasing the Double Eagle Rare at $100 a ticket.
Yeah, that's already sold out.
No. Okay, so listen to me. Okay. They're already sold out, but he's going to re-release. They have more, actually.
Oh.
They're holding on to a few more tickets. So he's going to announce it on his channel, and they're going to be specifically released at a certain time, so there's still an opportunity. I'm hoping I can score one of those.
I know Theron got in.
Yeah, Theron got in. So.
I had a payment issue. It was like pending or something, and then
I was traveling and didn't see it. Like I went to try to purchase it when I got home, and it was already sold out. So yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Check out Randall's channel, Bourbon Real Talk. We're looking at doing setting up a bottle share. I don't have the exact information yet, but we are looking to do a bottle share event. And then we're trying to work on doing a local fight night, whatever you want to call it, stuff with Ayers Whiskey with Jamie, and we'll have more details on that. So, also, when this episode's releasing, it's going to be around Father's Day, so we want to wish everyone a happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day and happy Bourbon Day.
Yeah.
The 14th before is Bourbon Day.
Yeah, so
National Bourbon Day into Father's Day.
Yeah, happy National Bourbon Day, happy Father's Day. Thank you to all the fathers out there that fulfill their responsibility to be a father. That's a great responsibility, and I know we all have times where we're like, man, I need to be a better dad. I want to be a better dad. I need to do this. I need to do that. But as long as you're present, you're actively supporting your child, and doing the best you can. It's all about learning, getting better. There's no booklet to how to be the best father possible, but being present, being active, and being involved in your child's life is the utmost important. So thank you for that. I know also too, we want to get Sean on. We talked about Sean, and he's doing some programs locally about, fathers and trying to help fathers be better fathers. And I think it's a great program, and I want to, anything we can do to help support them. And hopefully we'll have him on the podcast pretty soon. We might do a Whistle Pig episode for you Whistle Pig fans out there. So, and then merchandise should be out by the time this comes out. So I hope it is.
They're pressing it right now. Yeah. So by the time you hear this, it should be ready to go.
Yeah, but you'll see us wearing our Bourbon Nerdz gear. So again, we've got hats and shirts. Hats coming soon. Shirts are going to release first, then we'll get hats and glasses. I know a lot of people have been asking about Glencairn glasses, so don't worry, we're working on it. And then again, please share our podcast with people that you think may enjoy our content. It goes a long ways, guys. We're trying to grow our community with the right people. We're not just trying to have 1,000, 10,000 people in a group. We want to grow. We want to be a family. We want people to support each other. I'm honored to be a part of the Someone Say Whiskey group. We want to be an extension of that in our group. And liking, subscribing. We've got TikTok. We've got Instagram, Facebook. We've got a Facebook group. I post in there all the time. Sometimes I don't even post in some of the other groups. If I post something good, I post it first in our Bourbon Nerdz chat. So. And then we've got a Discord as well. We'll have to get the details posted. We need to get the Discord up and running, and we're going to create. We're getting to a point now where we're going to be probably launching our Patreon in the next 2 to 3 months. So we wanted to have enough content and value that we can add. We didn't want to just ask people for money, so we could use your support. We want to grow. We're working hard. I'm hoping to get their cameras before too long, and so you guys can start seeing us and seeing how goofy and crazy we are. So.
I guess you can see our ugly faces.
Yeah. Oogly doogly.
Oogly doogly.
But really appreciate everyone. And I know it's such a small feat, but 100 subscribers on YouTube. We've only put out a few videos.
We're almost 100 followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Sorry, 500. What did I say?
You said 100.
500.
Yeah.
Almost 500 followers on TikTok. So
I know it's small time in, but every bit helps and it adds up. And 500 hopefully by the end of the year we'll be over a couple thousand. And we want to get to 1,000. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll probably start giving away some bottles and stuff. So lots of things we'd like to do and we have planned. And I know we're like, oh, you guys keep saying you're going to do this and that. We're working on it. I promise you, we really are working hard. So I get married next week. I'll already be married by the time this comes out. So
sorry, all the single ladies who listen to the podcast.
All the single ladies are going to miss out on this great opportunity. But
all the single ladies.
All the single ladies. So, yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's a little different than our normal episode. We like to change things up. As you guys have seen, we have a Japanese whiskey episode. If you haven't checked that out, please watch that. I think that's a really good episode with Chad. Honestly, I thought that was one of the better episodes we've done. We have an Irish whiskey St. Patrick's Day episode. We're gonna be putting out probably a rum episode in the next couple months. I go to Barbados in June after I get back from Mexico, so may have to bring back some juicy rum.
Some rum,
which I think Barbados has some of the best rum in the world. Foursquare Distilleries there.
Yeah, there's a
Mount Gay.
There's a Foursquare finished bourbon. Is it a bar sound?
Ooh, Spec Stocks just came out with a Foursquare limited edition. I have to buy that.
Oh yeah, it was at the Sherman one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure it'll still be there. It's expensive. I'll buy it next time I go to Specs.
I bet it is really good.
Yeah, I love anything Foursquare. Equip. If you find they have the Foursquare limited editions, the 2011 is pretty good. But if you find the Equip Jose, honestly, all of them are really good. I have a review that I put in our Bourbon Nerdz chat. I need to re-bring that up, but Equip Jose is the best rum I've ever had. I put it on the BTAC level. That's how good it is. And yes, I did say BTAC. It is that good when it comes to rum. It is phenomenal. So anyways, check that out. But that's all. You got anything else?
No, I think we're good.
All right. I think we have a good episode. It's a little longer than we expected. I thought this would be a shorter one, but
we did spend like an hour on the beginning of like the bourbon.
Yeah, we did.
It's fine.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So
we had a good time. That's all that matters.
Don't be a communist.
And we hope you have a good time. Don't be a communist. Don't be. Oh, no.
I hope you had a good time with us. We always appreciate it. If you're commuting, long drives, it's a great time to listen to us. So, all right. I'm Cody.
I'm Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerds. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day.
Appreciate you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Sayonara. Adios.
Bye.
Hasta mañana. Bye.
It's gonna be May.
Please put that on everything. Post it on our socials.
It's gonna be May.
The Bourbon Nerdz podcast is hosted and executive produced by Cody Mills and Garrett Welch. The show is produced, mixed, and edited by me, Ethan Adams. The show features original music by Alex Pitts. You can find the Bourbon Nerdz on all the major social media platforms. Please follow, rate, and review the show on Apple Podcasts or your podcast player of choice. It really does help the show. Please don't hesitate to send an email or message on social media. We love to hear your thoughts, comments, and bourbon suggestions. The Bourbon Nerdz would like to remind the audience to always drink responsibly, know your limits, and never drink and drive. Be sure to check in every Sunday for a brand new episode. Cheers!